Steve here, and today we got some brand new SpongeBob SquarePants items that you have to see to believe because, they're really creepy. New SpongeBob items! Oh, I can't wait to see these! Hold on there, Zombie Steve, because I'm not sure if you'll like these figures because these are called Hidden Dissectibles. What's that mean? Well, here, I'll show ya. These are some really crazy new blind box figures that I found that feature SpongeBob and all his character friends, where they're half SpongeBob character, half skeleton figure. So we get to see all their skeletal framework that's inside their bodies there. And it makes for one creepy line of figures. Oh man, we should have opened up these for Halloween, but that's alright because I'll just show you what they look like right now. And right here we have, of course, the main character of SpongeBob. And as you can see, one side of the SpongeBob is good old SpongeBob character, and then the other side is the skeletal SpongeBob. He looks like underneath all that skin. Oh, gross, we've got the teeth right there. We got that big old eye socket. And just look at his rib cage. It's real small because, well, you have to fit it inside the rest of that sponge there. Oh man, that's so crazy and creepy at the same time. That's SpongeBob. I don't like these characters. They're creepy and scary. Zombie Steve, you're so funny.
What is this? Oh man, it's a skeleton SpongeBob? That is the coolest!
Whoa, wait a minute. How do you like the skeleton, Mikey? You're scared of everything.
Oh, come on, Puppy Steve. I like this because it's a skeleton. Open more.
All right, Skeleton Mikey, calm down. Oh man, we have our new Zombie Steve here. It looks like I'm taking skeletal requests here on the Puppy Steve Show. Okay, so let's fill the void of that request there. Open up another box and see which figure we get inside. And blam, it's good old Patrick. But on one side, we get the character of Patrick, and on the other, we get the skeleton of Patrick. And boy, does he look creepy. If we look at his face there, yep, we see the skeleton that lies underneath that crazy face of Patrick. Just like I imagined. And then down below, we get the interesting rib cage, and all the intestines, and all the guts. Crazy. And of course, we've got those little feet underneath. There we have the skeleton version of SpongeBob and Patrick coming at you in this awesome collection. Okay, let's check out another figure. And it doesn't say on the box here, but I think these are FYE exclusives, meaning you can only find these figures at FYE stores. And next up is, good old Squidward. And on one side, we see that he looks like a really good version of Squidward. And on the other, we see the skeleton of Squidward. And boy, I gotta say, they did a really good job on all the details on these skeletons. Look at that. We got another big old eye socket that covers half of his face. That's pretty cool. And then we've got the skeleton frown on his face because he's always sad. And then down below, we get a smaller rib cage to fit in that body. And then we see, all the intestines and guts and all that. And then we see the long legs that go down into his little tentacles there. So good old Squidward looking very skeletal-ish. Love it.
Thank you, Puppet Steve, but I am feeling a bit drafty in my body here.
That's because you're half skeleton, Squidward.
I'll be quiet, SpongeBob.
All right, well, while those two kids fight it out, let's open up another figure here because I want to see what other hidden Dissectibles we can find. Next up is, Mr. Krabs. We get to see him in skeletal form. So as you can see, half of his body looks just like Mr. Krabs, complete with that big old eye that comes off his face. And on the other side, boom! Yeah, just look at the skeleton he produces because of that odd-shaped body of his. Holy cow, his skull is weirdly shaped. And, that's his eye socket, I guess, up top. Oh man, we got the jawline right there, that looks cool. And then boy, look how big his rib cage is, popping up over his body there. We got all the guts down below. And then we get his little stubbins of a foot right there. That's funny. Just look at his hand. Oh man, looks like he has cotton candy for a hand. But nope, that's his claw right there, which is, I guess, composed of muscle tissue, which we see in this figure. And that, of course, gives us 4 figures to this awesome collection so far. Boy, I'm loving it. And these are pretty much all the main characters. So I'm kind of curious on who else we'll find because I guess there's supposed to be 9 in all to find in these blind boxes. Okay, so let's see what's in this 5th box here. And cool, it's old Gary, which is the pet of SpongeBob. And boy, I like how you can display these because if you display it from one side, you see the entire character without the skeleton. But if we flip it around, blam, we see nothing but skeleton. Oh man, but just look at that mass. Doesn't look like there's any skeletal parts like with SpongeBob. Nope, it's all muscle tissue, inside old Gary here. Ugh, crazy. The only downside to this is we don't get to see inside of his eye, which, I guess that would be kind of gruesome because eye is just muscle tissue. Ugh, gross. So this guy isn't exactly the coolest character to find, and my apologies if you accidentally pick him up, because we want some cool characters like, let's see, probably this one right here. Let's see who's next. And, oh cool, it's good old Sandy, which is that squirrel that's SpongeBob's girlfriend. And boy, she looks pretty cool too, and she comes with a removable mask. It's pretty neat with the flower on top. And boy, a lot of detail on this figure. And of course, if we turn her around, oh, we get to see all her guts inside. Just check out that squirrel skull. Oh, crazy. Oh man, don't tell Squirrel Stampede that we're checking out an X-ray version of a squirrel because he might throw a nut at me or something. Oh, well anyway, we see the rib cage inside and all the cool little skeleton hands and feet. Yep, boy, there's a lot of detail on this one. And I gotta say that Sandy looks great. Nice. Okay, with that, we now have 6 figures to add to our cool collection here, which we can turn to one side and have all figures, which looks kind of cool, or we can face them the other way and have them all skeletons. Oh, so creepy. I love it. These figures are the best. Okay, we have 3 more figures left, and I'm curious on who we'll get this time. And next up is, oh, I know who this is. It's good old Plankton. Oh, just look at this crazy no good Nick. Boy, that's cool. He's got that big eye out front. He's got the big antenna up top. And then, of course, if we turn him around, it's so gross. We see his skeleton. Oh, we see that big old eye in the center of his face, which makes him look like a Cyclops creepy. And then we got the jawline. That's crazy. And then we've got all the skeletal pieces down below. And boy, I gotta say, they did a great job on this figure, too. Ha! Oh, man. Skeleton version of Plankton. Never thought I'd see the day. Okay, so we have 2 more figures left, and I honestly have no idea who these guys could be, because who's left? King Neptune or something? Alright, so let's see. Next up is, oh, it's that superhero guy, Mermaid Man. And boy, talk about an obscure character. Not sure why they picked him, but there he is. And even though he is obscure, he looks pretty darn cool. He looks just like he does in the show. If we turn him around, gross, we get to see his skeleton form. There's his face with his eyes and his jawline. We see his big old skeletal body underneath with the hands and the feet. Yep, I gotta say, boy, this is one awesome figure, even though he is kind of obscure. Mermaid Man. What do they think of next? Well, I guess this might be his sidekick, which, yep, there he is. Barnacle Boy coming at ya. Ha, boy, he looks pretty cool too. Especially his skeleton. Oh, gross. Oh, man, check this out. Oh, true to form, he's got a couple teeth inside of that jaw there. That's pretty funny. And then down below, we see his skeleton. And yep, that's kind of what I figured he looked like underneath all that skin there. So there we have Barnacle Boy and Mermaid Man coming at ya in this cool lineup. And with that, we now have all 9 figures coming at ya from this Dissectible line, which I gotta say is pretty darn cool. Especially when you got them all displayed right there. Now the most interesting thing is if we look at this box here, we see the 9 characters on this side, but if we turn this box around, we see that, look at this, there are 4 hidden characters to find in these boxes too. And of course these are harder chase figures to find, and if you're wondering what these characters look like, well this one right here is of Spongebob, but instead of looking like this Spongebob right here, we get a Valentine's version of Spongebob. And yep, he's certainly got the look of love in his eyes. Oh man. And just in case you're wondering, the rest of these figures are also repaints of the original characters that they're released. Because we also get a variant of Gary here, which, yep, looks painted differently. We also get a different version of Patrick, which, ooh, this looks pretty cool. And we also get a different painted version of Squidward. As you can see, yep, they're just repaints. Not something you have to have, but if you find them, they're pretty rare and they're pretty expensive to have in your collection. But if you ask me, well, I'd rather have the original Patrick and Squidward instead of these guys in my collection, because, well, they don't look like that in the show. Alright, well anyway, there are the 9 original figures of this cool collectibles line coming at ya, and I gotta say that each one of these figures looks fantastic, because they look just like they do from the show, even under their skin. Oh, love it. Alright kids, well if you want these figures for your very own, make sure you check out the FYE stores, because I think they're exclusive only to there. And that includes their website, so make sure you check there too to see if they have them available for purchase. So good luck kids, and hopefully you'll find a chase figure of your very own. Awesome.